Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Derek?
Yes.
Okay, there's two numbers in here because I didn't know if it was Bobby or you, and they're not saved, so I was just making sure it was you.
Yes.
How's the podcast?
We just sat down to start recording.
And I just interrupted?
Yeah, but it's like in the beginning while we're still like...
How long do you think this podcast will go?
It's gonna be an hour of recording.
Nice. Alright.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey babe, wanna come over and Netflix and kill later?
Wait, Netflix and what?
Welcome back
Oh no.
to the good, the bad, the bleeding, the bloody, the bruised, the black.
No, I think you went too far with that.
Yeah, I can't say black. Is that racist? Survey says?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the bloody, where we talk about horror movies, whether they're really good or really shitty. See, I'm making a callback to our short film.
Our short film? Oh, the one that we have on the YouTube page that was played live in front of hundreds of people where I got embarrassed. No, it was bad. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the Netflix and Kill special.
Yeah.
Where we review 2 movies instead of just one. Aren't you fuckers lucky?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Clears up our schedules, let me
Yes.
tell you what.
And let me tell you what, this 1 hour that we're going to do here is going to be way more interesting and fun-filled and packed full of awesome shit than both these movies combined. Because that was 4 hours that we wasted?
3 hours.
You're a revolution.
I am.
Nice
yeah.
shirt.
Thanks, man. It's been covered up by my striped sweater. But I got
Wait.
enough stripes on my striped
Is that a
sock.
green striped sweater?
Yeah.
Is that the best time to wear that, Derek?
Just about, yeah.
Is all the time the best time to wear that?
Obviously.
Best time to wear a striped sweater.
It's all the time.
How is that song still in my head?
One
for all
with a
these
collared
years?
turtleneck. That's the kind.
It was a green sweater too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So stupid.
It was green striped, like dark green and light green, I think.
Fish really can only wear turtlenecks. I want to cut a sock up and like put a fish in the sock. I think that'd be really funny. Like, you know, make it have like a little tube, like a tube top.
A tube top from a tube sock.
A tube top crop for the carp. A tube top carp? I don't know. Okay, cut that out.
No, we're keeping it all.
No, damn it. Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so last episode we reviewed The Gift and
Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
yes, and that was a 2-parter also. Not Netflix and Kill, obviously. One of them was a movie that came out not a year ago, actually, earlier this year.
Yeah, back in August, I think.
Yeah, which I'm surprised we didn't review it, actually.
Because we just kept getting caught up with other shit. We couldn't decide if it was actually worth Well, it's worth talking about, but if it's not a scary movie.
When was our hiatus over?
Like back in July.
Really?
Or June.
Wow. How long had it been since?
A month.
Wow, that's crazy.
Something like that.
No, it was like more than a month, because we were just fucking on and off all the time. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so, and they're both fairly new movies, I guess. But these movies, of course, anyone can just stumble on Netflix and find them. And
I think one of them's been on Netflix just about all year.
it has to be.
Maybe.
Honestly.
The
other
Stranger
one,
came out just like this last month.
yeah, and that one is an IFC movie. Well, I don't know if it's just IFC sponsored or maybe produced with. Maybe like, you know, in a coherent kind of a way. But either way, the first logo that was on there for The Stranger was IFC, not original, but I think it just said something like standalone. But Eli Roth produced it, and he put his name on it all over the place.
Yeah, that was the first bit of it after IFC.
He didn't
Eli
write,
Roth presents.
Yeah, he didn't write or direct. I don't think as much as he might have, if he, you know what I'm getting at. He probably did a few things here and there, maybe. But really, he just put his name on it, which I don't know why. I don't know how producers work either. I mean, they put money into it and they get more money back. All I know is that they just pretty much backed the project. But he must have really liked something for him to fund this.
And also, you get some kind of say in what goes into the movie.
He's also got shitty taste in movies, so... I mean, he makes shitty ones, so maybe he thought that, he saw the script and went, man, this is way better than what I would write. And it's like, Eli Roth, this is a terrible script. Wow, it's so good.
I can see the touches on it when I don't like any of the characters in the movie.
Yeah, and some of the gory bits, too.
And that's basically one thing that's kind of commonplace in Eli Roth films is that nobody's likable in his movies.
Wasn't there 2 actors in this that were also in...
Yeah, in the Green Inferno, it was Lorenza Izzo,
the woman
who's Justine in the Green Inferno, his wife in real life.
Yeah,
and then
which is crazy. I just learned that.
And then I forget his name, but he's a cop in this movie, kind of a bigger guy. He was the guy in the Green Inferno. If you watch that movie, he gets horrendously torn apart.
Yeah. Like, way more than anyone else gets killed in that movie. Like, he just gets destroyed.
So basically, I think they just hate this guy.
Yeah, the ripping and the tearing. He's kind of a shit actor. They all are kind of shit actors. The main character in this movie is terrible, but let's just start talking about the Stranger then. I mean, fuck. It's ridiculous.
Yep. The Stranger starts off with this guy coming into this town, Anywhere, USA. Basically.
Which is, it doesn't really matter. I guess it's a small town. At first I thought something was wrong with the town. But really nothing is wrong with the town. There's just like one corrupt police officer and his corrupt son. And that's it. That's like the only thing wrong with this town. But the whole movie has this atmosphere that you think is really cool at first. But then you realize it's doing nothing but like lead you away from everything else. And then you just find it really annoying. And then it has this whole somber tone throughout the entire movie that I just can't stand now. After watching, once you're 20 minutes in, you're just like, okay, hold on a sec, You just hate it. You just start to hate it. But it doesn't change. Its pace is very slow. It's very boring.
It tries to be artistic.
Yeah.
With its shots. But the dialogue just dashes all that away.
Yeah. I mean, it suckered me in the beginning, because I was like, oh, it's kind of like, it's taking its time, letting you chew the scenery yourself, and I kind of liked it, It was very non-specific. It was almost like The Gift in a way. Yeah. Because they just had very, not very revealing shots of where they were, but you could just get a very good feel of what was going on. And kind of like the pacing of the movie. But they just throw all that out the window.
As soon as they call some guy a faggot.
Yeah. And once you realize what kind of movie this is, you're like, oh I fucking tricked myself.
Yeah, this guy, the Stranger, comes into town looking for this girl named Anna. They say she's not here. She's actually dead. And she'd been dead for about 16 years.
Something like that, yeah.
But that's only if you say to yourself that the movie's taking place in 2013.
Hey, how come he ran away?
I don't know.
They never... Oh, fuck this movie. They never explained that. I didn't even realize that. So there's a 16-year gap, and he's just coming back home to try to find his wife. Maybe. They never explained why he was gone for 16 years.
I thought maybe he went to jail for attempted murder on her.
But she ran away, and she didn't have any testimony. For all they know, all they saw was him on top of a rooftop covered in gasoline.
Yeah.
That's all they saw. She was gone. Okay, fuck that. That's so stupid. I just thought of that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about, Derek. And I even said it during the movie. It was maybe 15 minutes in, I think I looked at you and I was like, I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. It's a good atmosphere. Mm-hmm. I wanted to like this movie. Before I say anything, man, it's boring. It's so boring.
Yeah. Drags a lot. Nothing's done about any of the wicked characters in these movies. No. They just get away with everything.
They're just jerks and you hate them. Everyone's a jerk.
Yeah. The Stranger, after he finds this to be true, he's just very suicidal in this movie.
Yeah.
Like this punk kid that you were saying, the son of the cop, friggin' comes and picks a fight with him just because he's in his seat. In a park bench.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
Presumably 3 a.m.
He's obviously just trying to, get him to move.
And he's like, I'll stab you in the fucking eye if you don't move. And he's like, what are you waiting for? And then they just instead kick the shit out of him. And stab him really slowly with this one knife, which apparently hurts him worse than like anything else in this movie.
I think the knife was kind of silver.
Which is weird.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, vampires are weak against silver too, like the classic ones.
Oh, that's right. This is technically a vampire film, but they do not say vampire at all in this movie.
They say, I'm sick, I'm infected. What else do they say? They say a bunch of stupid shit, honestly.
When Anna's kid, when it's revealed that this teenager, I don't know his name, he takes in the stranger after he's beaten up and all this shit, tries to help him. Turns out he was the son of this girl, Anna, that the dude's looking for. And he was born healthy.
Yeah.
No vampirism, but you wouldn't know, you know?
Yeah.
And by way of that, you find out, but the kid never knows, that he's the stranger's son.
Yeah, which is weird. So, and he's aware of that. Later on, they're aware of that, but they don't mention anything about them being like a father figure. They just kind of just hate each other still. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's not until like the last scene does he say anything like, I brought you into this world, might as well make it right.
He tries to kill his son like 5 times.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. It's just like, stop trying to kill him already. He saved your life twice.
And leave himself to die. He's just like, leave me alone, let me die.
And the cop in this movie who's trying to like figure out who the stranger is
goes about it in the worst way.
He's so retarded. He like literally kills the kid almost like twice. And he's like, not telling me the truth, huh? And then he like lights him on fire at one point. Like literally tries to kill him and then like, I don't know. It's so stupid. It's like, let's see. Torturing him for 2 times in a row didn't seem to work. I better torture him the 3rd time.
Yeah, the 3rd time's ridiculous because after he gets burned, the stranger takes some of his blood from a bullet wound and rubs it on the kid's burn marks, and it heals him in the day.
Yeah.
And the cop realizes this, and he tries to find out how that happened because his son was like burned to death by a Molotov cocktail almost by the stranger.
Yeah.
Well, almost burned to death. And is just slowly dying. And so he's like, I want you to tell me how you did it. And he's like, yeah, I ain't saying nothing. So then he puts a gun to the kid's head and he's like, I will kill you if you don't tell me. And I've seen a lot of scenarios like that in movies, and it's always like, you know they're not going to kill that person because they need him.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a fucking problem with the torturing, because no matter how much he tortured him, he like literally almost killed him twice. He was almost killed twice. They should know by now he literally does not know shit.
Yeah.
You know? God, waterboard him if you have to. Fucking idiots.
Do it right.
They're so stupid, man. I don't get it. Also, that one part where like the first time the kid nearly dies because they're wondering where the stranger went for the first time. And the kid literally does not know. He just disappears. And the fucking punk-ass kid, the son of the cop,
who looks a lot like Jared Leto from Fight Club.
Yeah. He's kicking the shit out of this kid, and he's like, talk, tell me, answer me, stop lying. And at one point, like, during the 3rd time he says that he doesn't know where he is, he just starts kicking him, like, so hard, and he just repeatedly kicking him. And it's like, dude, he literally can't even answer you now,
Yeah.
And then the only reason he stopped kicking him is because he got saved by the stranger.
I don't get it.
By the way, why is this movie called The Stranger?
It's because nobody knows his name.
I guess, but it's not like he's really a stranger. We follow him the entire movie. If he was the stranger, we wouldn't know anything about him.
It's only because I looked up the movie's review on RogerEbert.com that I even know his name's Martin.
Do they never say it, though, do they?
Nope. I think Anna might have said it in a flashback.
Huh.
But, yeah, he tries killing her because of the vampirism. And
tries killing himself, too.
Yeah, after he finds out she's pregnant, especially. She gives the kid away after she gives birth to this nurse, who ends up raising him as her own.
Yeah.
And she dies by watching the sunset. Or the sunrise, I mean.
Yeah.
And which was kind of neat. I
A little
suppose.
touching.
It's almost like a captain going down with his ship kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Same kind of dignity, but in this kind of movie, it's just kind of...
Yeah. I don't know, but basically, Sheriff is, instead of trying to get this sumbitch, he's now trying to find him so he can use his blood to, or no, he's trying to figure out what he did to heal the kid, so he has him locked up in a jail cell, uses his blood, now the kid...
The magic blood, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles new movie, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and Khan's blood from Star Trek Into Darkness. I'm sick of magic blood.
That's really fucking weird. But I guess it makes sense because they're vampires or some bullshit. But I don't know why it heals them. So they do it wrong or whatever, and then the kid becomes infected instead of like...
Because it gets into his open wound.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And infected is quote-unquote what they call the vampires. Like, I thought that there was like maybe some alpha vampire, like a host, and that's what he was, and he could infect other people into being like zombies almost. No, he literally just means that they're vampires now.
Yeah. Which I hate that they call it infected, because you'd get confused.
It's stupid. And then he pretty much just says...
I think also it might have had to do... No, I think it had to do with the fact that they injected the blood straight into him, instead of just rubbing it on top.
Yeah, that didn't help either.
That's like doing heroin instead of rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, but if you're putting it on like a burn wound, it's basically a scab. You're gonna get it in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Ugh,
so I don't know why the kid didn't turn
because
earlier
the
in the movie.
movie's stupid.
It's lazy.
It's just so dumb.
Did you know the writer and director of this film also is a co-writer on The Green Inferno?
I bet.
And Eli Roth's other movie that came out this year.
Which is probably why the characters all suck.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Everybody sucks. I think the only good character in this movie was the fat cop. Because, like we said earlier before the recording, he's just trying to do his job.
Yeah, and even then, like, he gets punished for it, which just leaves the worst taste in your mouth. You're just like, fuck these characters. I hope that cop fucking shoots those bastards in the back of the head when they're turning around, you know?
Yeah. I'm just glad they knocked him out instead of killing him.
Yeah, because I would have been really pissed. I would have been like, fuck this movie. Completely fuck this movie. Oh, and then there's the shitty fucking fight scene at the end where they just kind of struggle to get him out of the prison and then fight the infected guy. And it's just a kid and his dad. And they're not really teamwork, you know. They're just kind of... I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, the bad guy, the punk, gets to this barn, finds this little girl in there.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. In a barn.
And
I would have accepted a grizzly old man.
And the reason he's hiding is because it's daytime at this point.
Yeah.
It's becoming like morning, noon.
It's burning him, and he doesn't really get why.
Yeah.
He gets there, and the stranger follows him in, but he's weak from a car wreck caused by the sheriff.
Yeah, which begs the question, what did he expect to do there? Like, he's going to kick his ass? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he shot him 2 or 3 times before. He's burned the kid near to death before. I think he's just trying to buy his kid some time.
He didn't know that. He left the kid to die. Remember, he tied him to a tree with some rope.
Oh yeah, the stranger did, yeah.
Yeah, so this guy is a complete moron, and he's supposed to be the hero, I think. I'm not sure. Is the kid supposed to be the hero? Because he's a crack-smoking, like, spray paint graffiti, punk.
I don't
I hate everyone in this movie. I think the only hero was the little girl just working on her dad's like leather shop, and then she just gets stabbed to death. How horrible!
It kind of like when Anakin kills all the younglings in Revenge of the Sith.
Dude, I always laugh at that line though. He's killed younglings.
Yeah,
it's so fucking.
Even McGregor, if you catch it, kind of laughs when he says it too. He quickly covers his mouth so you can't see, but you can like catch the corner of his mouth,
really
like, turning up into a smile.
Oh, that's amazing!
And his voice kind of cracks, like kill younglings.
I have to watch this.
It's hilarious.
And people say Star Wars is good.
No, only the first 3.
Let's go on a little Star Wars tangent after this, though. I don't know much more I have to say about this movie other than the fact that it's fucking slow as shit and worthless. And I hate movies that don't tell you what it is. It's like, oh, they're not vampires. They're sick. They're infected.
Don't play this autistic shit with me.
Unless your movie is super artsy and really fucking good, you can't pull that shit off.
Yeah, the most confusing
Don't try to I Am Legend me,
The one movie that I find confusing every time I watch it, but I like anyway, is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, but
the ending's really weird.
Will they become Space Baby?
Space Baby.
But
But I like it anyway.
He goes to the edge of the fucking universe. You're not really supposed to know what the hell happens.
Beyond Jupiter.
Yeah. You don't really know what's out. Maybe that is what happens, man. Anyway, Derek.
Best and worst scenes?
Yeah, you go first for this movie.
Best scene, Anna's death, when she just goes, no, leave the window open, I want to watch the sunrise. And then she just burns to death.
That's my favorite scene, too. Just because it's the only one that's a little poetic, and it's the only scene that's actually kind of decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
Exactly. I never did decide on my worst scene. There's just so many.
Yeah, I mean, neither, actually. That kind of sucks.
Oh, actually, I will say the little girl getting killed in the barn.
Yeah, that
was unnecessary.
Totally pointless. And it only goes to a little girl's dead body for like a split second.
It's for poignancy. You think we're fucked up now? We're just gonna kill a little kid for no reason.
It's not like she's gored up, but it's like, come on, really? Does he have to kill a little girl while he gets in the barn?
We already know he's a prick.
Yeah, couldn't the barn just be empty? Be fucking fine.
Yeah.
That was such a throwaway. I don't get it. I swear, these people just, like, blow Eli Roth and throw themselves or their daughter into these movies. Is that what's happening, man? Can I suck Eli Roth's dick and be in a shitty movie? Get my name out there.
As long as I get a lot of money for it.
You won't get a lot of money. Did you see how much Green Inferno made?
No.
I'll look it up right now.
You'll pull it up.
While you think of a better, worse scene.
Yep.
No, I'm just with you.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
If getting into one of his movies, instead of blowing him, like traditional Hollywood says, if I could just go down on his wife to get into a movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Oh.
Because she's decent. Decent looking.
Yeah.
How many spooks would you give this movie?
I don't know, Derek, but let me try to think of a really shitty scene that I thought was really fucking stupid. Basically, anything where the stranger is trying to act tough.
Leave me alone.
I
Leave
just
me
can't.
to die.
Yeah, that, when he told him to...
Fuck off in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and in the car, too. When the car rolls over. It's fucking stupid. It's like, this is retarded. But, how many spooks did I give this movie, Derek?
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't really like anything about it.
Be brutally honest.
God.
Be candid.
Okay, like, I mean, even, like, aesthetic-wise, I don't really... The movie's just not worth even looking at scenery for. I give this a movie a 1 out of 10. And that's sad because it's not badly filmed. The actors aren't that bad, but everything is so slow and boring and is a complete waste of time. There's nothing redeemable in this movie.
They had a lot of chances to make this an interesting flick, and they didn't.
No.
Lost it all. I would give it a 2.
I was going to give it a 2, but, like, where's that other point coming from? I give it 1 point because it's a movie.
There were a few shots that I enjoyed. Like, if the 2 points were divided up, the 1 would be for Anna's death, and then the other 2 would just be for all of the other combined shots that I can't give a solid point to, but I enjoyed.
Like, there's some scenes that I might make a screensaver out of for my fucking...
Like the ending shot on the bush as the kid drives
like
off.
from my computer or maybe like my phone, but come on,
but
dude.
really, yeah.
Just Google it or just watch a documentary on nature. Fuck. If you want to look at something pretty. This movie wasn't... I mean... it just was so stupid. Okay, like, this movie, if it was shorter, I give it the 2.
Like a short film.
Yeah, because it would...
30 minutes long.
Yeah, it'd be fine like that. They could easily pack them all into that, and it'd be action-packed, and it might even get a higher rating.
Ooh.
But you know what,
Dare to dream?
My biggest pet peeve, and I don't think I've ever told anyone this on the show, my biggest movie pet peeve is a movie that is too slow and wastes my time.
GBB exclusive right there.
Well, everything's a GBB exclusive. It's a fucking podcast. But if a movie is slow and there's no reason to watch it, like I don't walk away looking, oh shit, then I just lose a lot of hope for it. I don't know, Derek.
Then you probably shouldn't watch Spectre. Like, it's pretty good, but it's just way long.
It's way too long for what it needs to do.
Yeah.
This movie didn't.
I can't think of a scene that I would cut, though.
The problem with this movie is it was way too long, and it didn't okay, so way too long for what it needs to do. That's
no
fine.
memorable things,
but way too long, and it didn't even do anything. God, fuck this. Terrible. And before I mention this, before we end this conversation, Eli Roth's movie, The Green Inferno, cost $5 million to make.
$5 million?
$5 million to make.
Okay.
Probably because it was offset and, way out there. But
it was done by Jason Blum. He knows how to stretch a buck really well.
It only made $3.6 million back.
Yes.
So it's a profit. That's their profit. 3.6 is the profit. Because 8.6 was the total box office.
Oh, okay.
But...
Oh, you got me there.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't make their money back.
No. But 3.6 million out of that is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That is a huge
even for scary
bomb.
movies anymore.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the most profitable one so far this year has been The Visit.
Yeah, probably. Actually, let me...
You look that up while we talk Star Wars real quick.
Okay, yeah, Star Wars. I've been watching the trailers.
I say we give it 5-10 minutes of Star Wars at the most.
Okay. Because that movie's coming out. We got to talk about it.
The Force Awakens.
More and more stuff is coming out. And,
yeah.
My fart's awakened, so... Wait, what the fuck did I just say? Oh. But I've been watching the trailers, and you know how I feel about Star Wars, and I had a huge rant on a previous episode. Ugh, I'm having an episode.
They made an article out of the runtime of the movie.
What? Why?
I don't know, but they're literally trying to find everything they can to write about this movie and turn it into the next article of the day.
What the hell? How do you write an article about the running time of the movie?
I didn't even read it. I chose not to. I've been looking at Star Wars stuff as it comes out and just been like, okay, they might be right, they might be wrong. It remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But then when you see an article like that, The Force Awakens has gotten a runtime down, I'm like,
it's okay.
Okay. Let me guess, it's about 2 hours.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? Seriously, guys, calm down about Star Wars. It's not even cool. It's not. Everyone says, oh, it's cool now. It didn't used to be cool. It used to be really nerdy, huh? And some people still think, oh, it's really nerdy and that's why it is cool. It's not cool. It's fucking... It's like McDonald's now, you know?
It's become extremely...
I like McDonald's.
Marketed out.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the right word.
It's kind of just selling out and... It's too merchant. It's
been franchised out so thin.
That's what. It's oversaturated. Man.
Yes.
It's just
when really, if you ask anybody, there's only maybe about 2.5 good movies out of the 6 that have been out.
Yeah.
But apparently, those first 2 have been so good, so influential, that it's just permeated for all these decades.
It's just because all the spin-offs and all the shit they still make with it. The only reason it was popular in the first place, because it was slightly different. The only difference was that they used classical music instead of, sci-fi music. Everything back then in the 70s and 80s was using theremins and, synthesizers. Mm-hmm. That was the first movie that was sci-fi that took itself seriously by playing an orchestral set, a theme. Yeah. And people forget that. It would have never stuck around otherwise.
Probably not.
No.
Thank John Williams for that.
Basically?
I think some of the design on some of the stuff might have helped it stay impactful. Like Darth Vader, everybody knows what that looks like or who that is, even if you've not seen any of the movies.
Yeah. But you know what? It's all about the theme song, man. You take out all the music in Star Wars and you just kind of say, who's this weird black guy walking in?
Yeah.
You know?
Did you know Darth Vader's only in the first movie, A New Hope, for 9 minutes?
Yeah. And that was the one movie. That was the movie. Fuck it. Fuck it.
That's how good it was. Hannibal Lecter is only in Silence of the Lambs for he only says 16 lines of dialogue, I think it was.
It's pretty good.
Look how well regarded he is as a serial killer.
Yeah.
It's all about the impact you do. I think it was written fine. Those first 2 movies. Empire Strikes Back is probably my favorite one out of the 5 that I've seen. I still have not seen Return of the Jedi.
Well, George Lucas has had some really shitty dialogue. He has had some very bad dialogue before.
Especially in the prequels.
And anything romantic, too. Anything with a romantic thing. Oh, he's awful. It's like he's never talked to a girl before.
I'll admit, I think when I write scripts, I always try and leave that shit to other people. Or I base it off of times I've seen it work.
Yeah, that's fine too.
I
don't know where he
comes when you told me you read over the script and you're like, some of it doesn't seem so natural. I'm like, you must be thinking about the times when it's the boy and girl character
For the most
talking
part.
to each other.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's too like campy. You know,
Exactly.
it's like too happy. There should be at least be one shoe thrown at somebody. Missing one shoe. But what I was getting to with the Star Wars hype train, because the hype is fucking real, guys. You better be fucking ready for the hype train.
Jeez,
Bend over, bite the pillow.
How good is it gonna be? Hopefully as good as the first three.
No, I've changed my mind. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's actually gonna be
At
good.
the least, it's gonna be decent.
Have you seen the trailers recently?
Yeah.
It looks really fun. There's a lot of special effects.
That's what I was telling you when I
There's a lot
saw
of-
the trailer and
there's
you
a
were
lot
like, ugh.
I didn't watch all of it. Every time I watch it, all I see is the fucking one where like Han Solo comes and he goes, "We're back, Chewie. We're home," and it's like, whoa, and I'm like, "Fuck this. It's stupid." But I actually saw one where it actually showed like different clips, and I'll say it looks very colorful. It's almost like a family movie.
John
now.
damn near cried again when we saw the trailer for that when we watched Spectre.
Really?
He damn near did.
Come on, why?
I wish I could be that moved by a trailer.
Did he grow up with the Star Wars or something?
I grew up with it.
I don't get how people grew up with it.
Because it
The
was
movie
always
came
around.
out- the first one came out in the fucking 70s. 70,
No, like the
76 or
prequel
so.
series. That was like
Still.
99, 2002, and I think 2005
I don't get it.
when they came out. And of course, my dad, when that first movie came out, was like, "The Star Wars is the bomb. We got to watch this." And I grew up watching Phantom Menace. People told me that some of the first things they noticed of me when I started learning to read was reading the subtitles on Phantom Menace.
Interesting.
Like whenever the aliens would speak in other languages, I'd be up there with my finger running along.
Oh, that's
going,
cool.
So I learned to read from Star Wars.
What about those fuckers that say that, like, I learned how to read English from, like, video game manuals, you know? Video games are awesome.
It's crazy. But yeah, like, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but, like, I love Battlefront 2 when I play it. I've considered getting the Lego Star Wars
that game
thing.
is fun. I like the Lego Star Wars games. I couldn't care less about
No,
Star
I mean
Wars.
the Lego Star Wars, the sets.
Oh,
I just want to
yeah.
build those things.
I had those too. I had the AT&T.
They cost so much.
I had the AT&T Walker.
I wanna get
Wait,
the
no,
Millennium
AT&T. Whatever. You know what I mean. Is it AT&T? No.
AT-AT.
AT&T.
And then there's also ATTE.
I had that one too, the small one.
Yeah, the turtle-ish one.
Yes.
I really want to get the Imperial
no.
Star Destroyer, the really big one.
Yeah.
There's a version of it that's 3 fucking feet long.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that just so I could build it and be like, haha, look what I wasted my time with.
That one's like $350.
Yep.
So. Actually, it probably is a little more. But,
That's why you guys shouldn't give me money.
yeah. I just feel like it's all fueled by nostalgia. I don't have anything
For the most part, yeah.
I haven't followed any movies like that when I was a kid, so I don't have any.
I thought Revenge of the Sith was the bomb when it came out.
I thought it was neat. I didn't really know what I was watching.
I
when
didn't
was a
care about the
kid.
dialogue. Like, everybody goes, oh, the prequels suck at dialogue. I was like, so? The action scenes are awesome.
I don't know, but that was never really a thing for me. You know, but you know what? To each their own. Everyone's gonna fucking love Star Wars no matter what I say. No matter what it is. It can just be George Lucas's ass for like, you know, an hour and 15 minutes.
They'd love it.
And then like everything from the trailer.
I'm going to take a
fire.
stab in the dark. The new Star Wars movie is going to be anywhere between 2 hours flat or just under 2 hours to...
Well, didn't they write an article on the running time, Derek?
They
Maybe you
did.
should read it.
No. I'm not, that's clickbait.
Yeah, probably.
I say it's going to average out to maybe like 2.5 hours. If they could make a James Bond flick 2.5 hours long, Star Wars is probably going to be at about 2:30.
Yeah, it's got to be.
At the most, it's going to be 3 hours.
Well, we should probably talk about the second movie before we
Yeah.
run out of time. We have about 20 minutes left, by the way.
For Three-Headed Shark Attack, are you sure we can squeeze down the information from that movie?
I kind of want to mention this really quick because earlier I mentioned how Eli Roth's movie only made $8 million out of its $5 million budget, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the M. Night Shyamalan movie that came out, The Visit,
Okay.
it also cost exactly $5 million to make,
Okay.
and it got a box office of $91.3 million.
That's pretty good.
And you know what? Those came out about the same time.
Those came out 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
With The Visit coming out on September 11th.
And some people I
And Green
know,
Inferno came out on the 25th.
Yeah. Yeah. So, some people I know, they go like, I only have money for one movie, and I like M. Night Shyamalan. I know who that is. And I haven't seen commercials for Green Inferno. I don't know. You know? But I mean, what clip? You can't show many clips from the Green Inferno on trailers.
No,
They're always covered in blood. It's ridiculous.
You got to do a red band trailer for that kind of thing.
Basically.
Yeah, The Visit is still in the big theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Green Inferno, I think, just crossed over into the dollar theater.
Yeah.
Just recently, and it might be on its way out again.
It's not going to be there for long. It's
Yeah.
not. You know, Mad Max Fury Road was, it was in, oh no, it was the movie we saw. It was a movie we saw at the Dollar Theater that my cousin was telling us about. That it's Scout's Guide. Wasn't it like just there and it was going to go the next day?
Yeah. There in a week.
That's crazy.
And out.
I don't even give the Green Inferno a week.
And Ghost Dimension was at the other real theater for about a week. It might still be there. But
That's crazy. Didn't you mention that they only... Yeah, that was the movie that they only put in, like, dollar theaters and stuff.
Yeah, it did the crazy movie deal, which if you want to hear more about, listen to our episode on the Ghost Dimension.
Yes. It is very interesting.
Because I explained it as elaborately as I could there. We're not going to do it again here because I don't want to waste too much time on Paranormal Activity or Scout's Guide.
The movie itself, different story, but how it was made and all that stuff and how they produce it and put it out there is very interesting too.
Yeah.
But that made money too, actually. That made $68.6 million out of their $10 million budget.
Which one?
Ghost Dimension.
Wow.
Yeah, so they made their money back, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Took a while, but you know what? Because when we first looked it up, they only made $13 million.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that they had time to make their money back.
Not even a month later.
No. So yeah, fuck the Green Inferno, basically.
Fuck Eli Roth.
I don't know why anyone likes that movie. Fuck Eli Roth. Alright, let's move on.
Yeah. Three-headed shark attack.
Yes, this movie...
Which is misappropriately named because there are many attacks by the three-headed shark.
It could be considered one big attack. Like the storming of Normandy Beach.
That is relevant.
Didn't that last hours?
Maybe. That's kind of relevant with the France attack.
Yeah, it's scary. France attack. I'm having a French attack.
Bonjour.
Ouch. Yeah, no, our hearts are with France. But our farts are in America.
Yep.
Okay. Fuck, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I just had to be a little patient.
That was the last Frenchman crying right at that. That was the last Frenchman clicking off of our podcast.
Is that how French people cry? Boo, oui, bonjour, oui, croissant baguette, oui, omelette du fromage.
Forget about it.
Parlez-vous Francois, fuckboy? Okay, moving on. Three-headed shark attack.
It opens basically like Jaws if Jaws had no fucking charisma.
Or no chill.
Yeah.
Oh, and it is basically Jaws. It's shitty Jaws.
A guy goes out for a swim, invites the girl to come swim. Three-headed shark all of a sudden shows up right in the middle of shallow water.
Yeah.
Takes the girl down right after she's taken off her top. You know, all the good stuff.
Yeah, and
you get blood and tits. It's all good.
There's
right?
a lot of bare boob in this movie, but it's nothing that great. I mean,
only for like the first 10 minutes does it really show a lot of it. Then after that, it's like, okay, you had your fun.
They don't show any of it after that. Just go on the internet and type in boobs. Come on, what are you doing with your life?
I think it's after that lead scientist, the blonde one, comes back and changes out of her wetsuit.
Yeah, that was the best one, honestly.
It was after that you don't get any more in this movie.
Which is a shame. So enjoy it while you can.
Yep.
But before I say anything else, I will remind you that... or not remind you, but if you're guessing right now if this is a sci-fi movie, it is. It's just like the Sharknado movies.
And anything else you've seen on sci-fi.
Yeah.
Which I've stayed clear of for 2 years now.
They have this awful pacing to them. Like, they should be way shorter, and they just kind of drag it out. They reuse clips all the time.
They're made on extremely bad budget. Their scripts don't line up.
Yeah.
They're not consistent. And the problem with using CGI creatures is that they never stay to the same scope of size that they settle with.
They never. Well, they do if it's a well-made movie that uses perspective.
Yeah.
At one point, the shark is...
It is small enough to fit in shallow water like waist high.
Yeah, which is insane.
That's in the beginning. And then in other shots throughout the movie...
It's a whale, apparently.
A whale.
Yeah.
So at one point you thought that it was growing off of everything it ate at a rapid pace.
No, it just fluctuates. It's like one head is about the size of a person, like when it's like horizontal eating them, and it kind of makes sense. That's about the size of a great white, a little bit too big, but not that far off. And then at one point, it just jumps on people. When it's on the boat, it's like, well, one of the boats, it's just fucking massive.
As big as the boat, if not bigger.
Like, the head is like 3 times sizes. It's like 7 meters, like, tall. It's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm. And other times, it can't decide if it can get through metal or not, because it busts through the bottom of a C-Lab bathroom with great ease. And then other times, it lands on the boat and just doesn't completely destroy it.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, okay, so like there's so many problems in these movies, and I think a lot of people say that they watch Sharknado and things like that because they like to make fun of it, or maybe it's so dumb that it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Sharknado and this movie. There is very little different with it, other than the pacing. Like, no, not the pacing, just like the scenario. It looks almost exactly the same. The film of these movies is exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
And I ran out of stuff to say about this movie really quick into it. After I was done complaining about how stupid and like illogical it was, I just kept saying how much I wanted to die.
I don't know if I heard it from you, but there was like an episode of Mystery Theater 3000.
Yeah. I don't watch that show, so. To
where they're watching this movie, like a really bad movie, and at one point they just they just have nothing to say because it's so bad that they can't even, like, make fun of it.
Yeah. No, like, nothing's going on.
And so for, like, 20 minutes... Oh, no, this was from an episode of Midnight Screenings with Brad Jones.
Oh, was it?
And whatever. They were talking about that kind of bad movie. Like Scout's Guide or...
Really?
Some recent scary movie, because I've only been watching their horror movie reviews.
I mean, Scout's Guide wasn't that bad. Yeah. Scout's Guide I would watch again for that one... cop chick with the huge tits.
Yes.
Just to see the before and after. Because I'm like, what? I didn't think I was going to see her boobs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they mentioned how there's a movie by Mystery Theater 3000 when they review it that for like 15 or 20 minutes they don't say anything on the movie because it's just so bafflingly bad that they can't even make fun of it.
That's really weird.
It's like those moments where you can't even laugh, but it's so funny. Kind of thing. It's just nuts. I ran out of stuff to say about this as well.
Yeah, I think at one point, it was the scene after they get on like the 3rd fucking boat for the 5th fucking time or something. they're in the water, whatever, and then
they can't decide whether they want to run away from the shark or kill the shark.
Yeah, well, no, they never really think about killing the shark. One guy gets an axe at one point. That's fucking hilarious where that goes later, but they. I don't know. I think at that point, I looked at you and I said something about how bored I was.
Yeah.
And I just wanted it to be over.
Could have just turned it off if it wasn't for this show. But we hurt ourselves for your guys' enjoyment.
Yeah, I don't know.
And to warn you.
I don't get it. Like, maybe like in the first 30 minutes you can joke about it with your friend and point out how stupid stuff is and how intentionally retarded it is.
This is a movie you should drink and watch.
Yeah.
Or get high and watch.
You have to be high, because everything moves at such a snail's pace, you won't miss it when you're high.
Yeah.
But when you're, like, drunk, you'll miss everything. But if you're completely sober, you wish you missed it.
They try throwing in this weird anti-polluting kind of message.
That is so fucking funny.
And then you came alive again when Rob Van Dam is like throwing garbage off the side of the boat.
He's like the shark. He's attracted to the pollution. We'll throw these garbage bags off the thing to lead it over to the big garbage pile. And it's like 2 things. 1, buddy, the shark is already following you all the time. Mm-hmm. 2, it came from the garbage wall that was over there.
Yeah.
Why didn't it do what you wanted it to do over there in the first place? Fucking retarded. And so it's basically just like, don't pollute it. But then you just see fucking Van Damme just chucking bag after bag of garbage.
For like 2 minutes, just like big ol' sacks.
Yeah, and it just like, it's just dead silent.
And
that's all it is, just him throwing the shit
in the ocean. Be damned if that doesn't end up being our photo.
I was laughing so hard. It was so fucking stupid. You know what? No, I can't explain that very well. That has to be the photo for this, or else people are not going to know what I'm talking about. Just imagine what you're looking at right now. That's also mixed in with a stranger, but what you're looking at right now is basically just the stupidest fucking, just out of nowhere. They're just
pollution is wrong, so let's throw trash in the ocean.
So retarded.
It's bad.
But let me see if I can remember what was wrong with this movie though. What were we gonna say?
Danny Trejo shows up at one point as well.
Yeah,
he chops off one of the heads.
Yeah.
To which I was like, okay, that's cool. Which I just realized now that if the shark was strong enough to bust through a lab under the sea, made to withstand pressures half a mile downwards, and you already figured out the calculation, like, per square inch, it's like over 7 million pounds of pressure or some shit like that.
No, it's, it's...
Or 700,000.
Yeah.
Some crazy amount of pressure. So it's able to bust through steel that's made to withstand that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
But then a machete can chop through it.
Well, that makes sense with a lot of sea creatures. Actually, a lot of very, very deep sea creatures, when brought to the surface, one, they die. And two, they're actually very soft, which is very strange. Because if they were hard, they would just crack. They couldn't be malleable.
Well, but the fact that it can bust through
I don't
really hard steel.
I don't know.
And then also there was that point where it attacks, and this guy goes flying through a wall, seemingly made of paper.
Yeah, it was like a paper wall.
You'd think every wall would be reinforced steel.
Even a divider wall.
Like
it would be
2
steel.
feet thick.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Like, at that level, half a mile under the sea, that has... It's about over 1,200 pounds per square inch, that low. And that's actually the level of depth between that and 4,000 feet, so not even a mile, that we will send, like, dive kits, like Alvin or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, a shark is mostly cartilage. So, how does it ram through fucking steel? I don't know, Derek. It's so many questions. Like, why did they build a fucking underwater base half a mile under the fucking sea to study a garbage wall that's like 20 feet under the sea next to a fucking island?
The only thing that I think of is that regular sharks can bust through steel cages if they ram it several times, not just once.
They really can't. Shark cages prevent everything, man.
Me and this guy Austin were talking about the crocodile hunter. He's in a shark tank.
Yeah.
Like one of those cages. And it's like busting through. And he's like, it's tearing through this steel like a cola can.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Holy fuck.
But Austin does it so damn well as an Australian. Like, his Steve Irwin shit is just too dang funny.
That is hilarious.
Cracks me up.
It's a shame how he died. I want to get a stingray, by the way.
Yeah.
Did I ever mention that to you?
Yes.
Yeah, my
after your aquarium date with Jesse, you told me that.
So, guys, by the way, listeners out there, you can buy bat ray, like California bat rays, for like $300. You can get a stingray. I'm building a saltwater tank, Derek. I don't care what you say.
In your backyard.
Maybe when I'm like older and I have like a huge place of my own, perhaps just some space, like a shed, I'll dedicate it to a pool
with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
How cool would that be? Like, kids will be like, "What do you have for a pet?" "I got a dog. I got a cat. I have 12 California bat rays in a huge tank in my dad's shop," and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" What the fuck?
Also, apparently the pollution in this movie makes it so that the shark can grow back heads.
Like a Hydra.
When one of them gets cut off.
I like accelerated rate.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra, but they did mention also that the garbage wall that they were studying or some fucking
put
bullshit.
Off radiation.
Yeah, and I was like, what?
That doesn't make sense unless you're throwing away highly radioactive things.
And in that case, you don't build a fucking base near it. You don't have anyone near it. It's fucking radiated, dude.
Yeah, unless you're in Chernobyl.
Oh my god, that's retarded. Also, not to mention, how much radiation is there? It's enough to mutate a shark to become 3 heads gigantic and mutate fast like a Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
That must be absurd levels of radiation. Those people are fucking dead.
Yep.
Dude, that's seeping
all
into
these people at Asylum that make these terrible movies should be put, in fact, in an asylum.
Yeah. Dude, the logic in this movie is so fucked up. Like, remember when they're going through, like, creatures they have, like, in formaldehyde around the area? One of them's like a toad. And it's like, that's not even indigenous to where they are.
Yeah.
They're for like fucking 2,500 feet.
And they got a bearded dragon.
Yeah, they have a bearded dragon in there, and it's like, why? That's not a sea creature.
I don't get it. Best and worst scenes.
Yeah, I know. There's like nothing to talk about, right? Actually, no. I want to mention one thing. That there is one part where they finally get to like land, and this guy's freaking out, shitting himself, and I'm like, why are you scared? And then they show this like dead carcass in the middle of the island, and it's like fuck, did the shark just crawl up here? And it's like, yeah.
That's from the first attack in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, which is like later on, you'll see it later on. And it just slithers up land, apparently, so nowhere is safe. Which is stupid.
Nowhere is safe.
Yeah. But
it eats itself to death as well. I just remember that. That's how they get away with this. Like, it becomes so frenzied with feeding that it starts eating its own heads.
Yeah.
And dies.
Best scene, definitely, throwing the garbage to try to get on its tail. And it's like, dude, it's already on your tail. Worst scene is when there's 2 pontoon boats near the end, and they're trying to say, like, oh shit, the shark's behind them, and they're yelling to the other boat, going, guys, look out behind you, shark, look out behind you. And they're like looking around like, what is she trying to warn us about? And
it's no wonder they can't see it. It's all computer generated.
Yeah, it's not real. But holy shit, one, if my friend was yelling and screaming during this whole shit, I'd go, fuck, the shark is near us. That's why they're yelling. I wouldn't sit there and go, well, what's she yelling about? That's so weird. And then, like, not even look around. Are you kidding me? And that is literally a, 5-minute long scene.
Mm-hmm.
That is fucking retarded. That is,
pants on head retarded.
That is literally mentally challenged.
How some people dodge the coat hanger, I won't ever understand.
What about you, Derek? What's your favorite scene in these movies?
My favorite scene is Van Damme throwing the trash.
Yeah? Can we have a runner-up, by the way?
Danny Trejo cutting the head off is my runner-up.
That's your
for
runner-up?
Best scene.
Okay, do you want to hear my runner-up real quick?
Yes.
They have a fire axe, and at one point the guy jumps off this boat and actually lands on the shark.
That's right.
And he stabs the axe right into the dorsal fin, and he's literally riding around the shark like a fucking ski. Water skis.
And then the shark flips him off and he eats him in the same spin.
Yeah, which is like, yeah, good luck. They ran out of animation budget, so whatever little they had anyway.
Yeah.
But that was so fucking stupid. It's just like, are you fucking with me right now?
It's riding the shark. It jumped the shark.
But yeah, this is.
How can you jump the shark in a 3-headed shark attack movie?
This movie does not jump the shark. This movie lands on the shark with a fire axe, rides around like a water ski, then it gets flipped around and eaten by a 3-headed one.
Don't worry, I have a plan, guys, says this man.
None of them ever have a plan.
Never.
They just decide to run away and they go, what do we do? And it's like, why'd you get on the boat if you didn't know what to do?
My worst scene is Danny Trejo getting killed.
That's stupid. Unnecessary.
Even though I told you one of 3 things is going to happen in this movie. 1, he'd be the first one to die. He'd be the last one to die. Or he'd be the one to kill the shark and everybody would be the hero.
It was kind of a mix, huh?
Yeah.
Mixed bag. I knew he was going to die.
He nearly kills the shark. But then, it was just like...
They hung on that shark on his boat for like 2 minutes too long. Yeah. I knew he wasn't dead. That shark was not dead.
It angered me. That was when I just gave up on this movie.
Yeah.
Was when they... Because at first I was like, oh, I guess it's dead. And then all of a sudden, it grows back 3 heads in the stump in the middle, and then Danny Trejo gets killed. I don't know if you saw me, but I just slumped in defeat watching that.
I was just I missed it. I actually missed that part because I was looking at my phone because I was so fucking bored. I tried to watch all this movie. Believe me, I tried.
We try. That's all we can promise.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all we can give.
I don't really have
too much to say.
Any afterthoughts on this.
Well, what are your spooks you give it?
I give this a 0 out of 10. Without any hesitation. 0. 0. 0.
That's
0.
That's our worst rating right there.
Yes, you want to see a 3-headed shark? Google 3-headed shark. Done. You're done. You watch the movie. Don't watch the movie. There's nothing good about this movie. It's really fucking slow. The acting is really fucking bad. The CGI sucks. They reuse scenes. It's inaccurate. It's everything's fucked up.
We should make an edit of the movie where it's it's 2 minutes long and it goes, pollution is wrong. It's creating the shark.
And we just have him throwing the
and then him on loop for a minute. Throwing trash.
On loop for a minute? Derek,
yeah.
He throws the trash in the water for 2 minutes.
But uncut with them cutting back to the other people. That'll save everybody the time. Because that's all this movie is garbage. My rating is 1 spook. I give it 1.
Because of that scene?
No, I give it for the combined efforts of the opening few tits we get. Because I am a man, and I will admit when I'm simply pleasured with my lizard brain.
But you're just disappointed.
And
'cause
then
you expect
also,
more.
Rob Van Dam showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was dumb though.
I was a fan of him as a kid, so seeing him, I was just like, yes.
I recognize him.
And Danny Trejo in anything makes garbage
a little bit better.
Better.
A little bit.
He shouldn't be acting anymore, and I mean that in a sincere way. Yeah. He's 71. He should have enough money from all of his good movies to live as he should. He should not have to be in this kind of garbage.
I know, he is. But the one spook I would have given it would be the scene with the garbage. But I'm gonna go back and probably record it anyway because I gotta get that screenshot. And once I do that, I never need to look at the movie ever again.
Yep.
I have everything I
never
want.
Again.
Throwing garbage in the water.
Wow. So 1 out of our combined 20 spooks. Man, this might be the worst movie of the year.
Dude. Unless we watch Sharknado. But then again,
you need to watch Unfriended.
I bet it's bad. It can't be this bad, though, because this is so boring. This is a sleeper.
That one had, at one point, an interesting scene.
Hey, you know what else it had? A budget. So fuck off.
Well, anyway,
I mean, okay. Sharknado, you may say, what about that movie? Isn't that supposed to be the epitome, the epitome of terribleness? I saw that, and at least I had a guy getting, he chopped a shark in half with a chainsaw.
No, the worst movie I've ever seen was Sleepaway Camp 4.
We don't need to explain that. People hearing will be like, okay, yeah, Sleepaway Camp 4, that's not
if you hear that, those who don't know about it will be like,
just another sequel to
There's a fourth one, but people who actually know about it will be like, yes.
They go, yeah, why'd you watch that?
That's the worst one.
That's the one.
And I'll be damned if I ever see a worse movie in my life.
Really? In any genre?
Anything.
Wow.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen.
I guess because horror, if you don't do it right, it can be the worst movies you've seen.
Maybe
that's why we review them, Derek. Because they have to be really good to be good.
We review them so people don't have to watch them. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. What are we going to do next week, Derek, now that we're done with this Netflix and Kill episode?
We're actually going to see Victor Frankenstein.
Oh, sweet.
It's going to be after my birthday.
Really?
That'll be fun.
We can watch it on your birthday.
It comes out that Wednesday. Mine's on Sunday.
Oh, shit. It's the 25th that it comes out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As my calendar behind me says.
Really? Where? I don't... Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Well, shitballs.
So, yeah, Victor Frankenstein will be our next movie. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, it does look pretty cool.
Daniel Radcliffe's in it.
Is it technically a horror?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks more action, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I like Daniel Radcliffe, too.
I like James McAvoy as well.
There you go.
So them two teamed up should fulfill every fangirl on Tumblr's dreams.
Oh, Christ.
But for me, I'm like, you know what? They're both solid.
I want to see The Monster. That's going to be interesting.
We haven't seen anything from that.
Nope.
We've seen a dog in the trailers.
Because it's not like it's not trying to Godzilla 2000 us. It's just going to let it happen.
Thank Christ.
Oh well, but that wraps up this episode, I suppose. So join us next week on The Good, the Bad, and the Bloody.
Whether you like it or not.
Ooh, a spooky outro. I've been stained. Then clean yourself up with some napkins, you sick bastard.
They're out there.
I took the napkins.
In the real world. Not this podcast fantasy I build up in my head.